But let's start with the match a little bit. Big 3 points for you guys, I guess, and you playing as much as you did. Just how was kind of Saturday night, and what are sort of the, as you go back over it, what are kind of some of the lingering feelings around a big one for you guys?
Obviously, yeah, 3 points is the most important in front of our home fans, and pushing us above that playoff line is good. And after the game, I watched it back, and I thought it was a solid performance from the whole team, and I feel like things are starting to click, and we're starting to get momentum.
How much can you take kind of that? How important is it, I guess, to get that momentum going into a very busy stretch with you guys, with Open Cup midweek and then Seattle back here at home and moving into kind of one of those 3 games in 8 days sort of span?
Yeah, I feel it's huge. A lot of games, it comes down to just having that feeling going into it, and I feel with a big stretch of games like this in such a short amount of time, just having momentum, I feel, pushes you more when you're tired, and it just gives you things that you necessarily wouldn't have if you didn't have that.
Open Cup midweek Wednesday. You're familiar with the Open Cup. You played in it for RSL last year, obviously. But just how is sort of the group approaching this midweek game, I guess, and maybe kind of interestingly, you guys are going on the road to a USL side. MLS sides don't do that very often. So how are you kind of approaching all of that with the travel dates involved as well, and in addition to the overall competition?
Yeah, I mean, last year I feel it was a letdown, going out first round like that, and I would say we definitely aren't going to let that happen again. And I would say the travel, it's not ideal, but I don't think it should play a major role, and I think we should come out with 3 points and also have a big game on Saturday. So.
I kind of like how you brought up last year a little bit. Is that motivating this team a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. I think everyone remembers the feeling and, how we felt it should have gone last year opposed to how it actually went. And nobody wants to feel that way again, and we want to have the fans with us and keep going in this tournament and make a run.
Yeah, it felt good to get on the field. It all happened a little bit fast with Anderson going down with the hamstring, but I was just happy, to just get solid minutes. I think someone had told me it's like equal to the amount of minutes I played with the team thus far. So definitely good to come in, get an assist, and hopefully that gives me confidence going forward.
And it is a bit of a hectic week, so some guys are going to get minutes that maybe wouldn't have before. And I know you've got a lot of Open Cup history between your career before coming here and now here. What's the importance of the Open Cup and being able to get some guys minutes?
Yeah, I think it gives, like you said, a lot of guys opportunities. They usually would never get it, so it's an opportunity for them to show what they could do. And yeah, I've played, I think it's my 4th or 5th Open Cup now in my career, so it's definitely a special tournament, and to make a run in it is very special. So I think that's what Pablo has been telling the group, and to get everyone, on the right mindset that, we're in it to make a run in this tournament.
And first game of the Open Cup is Las Vegas, a bit of a homecoming for you, having played there and kind of grown up in that area. What are the feelings going back?
I think they're good. Yeah, even last year I played, I think, 2 games with them, and then in the past I played even more. So definitely be special. I have friends, family, out at the game to support me, and we're looking to win though.
Yeah, but then obviously this weekend, big game at home versus Seattle, 2 back-to-back 3-1 wins at home. What's it going to take to get the win?
I think it's going to take a lot. Seattle is a really good team, but I think we're in a good spot right now where we've been winning games and we're playing well. So I think it's going to be a lot different than the last time we played Seattle.
Let's go back to the last 2 home games. Pretty big 3-1 wins back-to-back at home. Have another home game against Seattle. Kind of what's the team's feeling getting to have 2 back-to-back home games?
It was 2 great wins. I think we found ourselves, especially last 3 games, who we are, our identity. And at the end of the day, especially at home, you have to get the points, which we've done last 2 games. And next 4 games we play 3 at home. We're gonna try, to take another 9 points, and then in between the way Houston game as well, try to get the points. And I say actually always, and it's always up to us the way actually we play. It's how good we are, And it was a huge win on the weekend, and now focus on Las Vegas first, and then on Seattle home on Saturday.
Yeah, you mentioned Vegas. It's not often that you've got, a 3-game week, all 3 of which are pretty much must-wins. And how is the team approaching both Wednesday's game and Saturday's game?
Yeah, I mean, the guys that played on Saturday, they've done a great job, winning the game. And, it was a great performance. And now it's, all the other guys, they were waiting for a chance to use the chance against Vegas and, to go through. It's very important, competition for us. And we want as well, go all the way through. But first of all, we have to go one game at a time, which means, to win against Vegas and then, focus on Seattle. It's going to be a big game on Saturday as well. And we know how actually Seattle good is at the moment, but we know as well how good we are. And especially we play home. That's our house, our rules, and we hope that we're gonna get another win, which means like 3rd win in a row.
Yeah, and playing Seattle this weekend, we have played them recently, but bringing them back at home, and they've been on a fairly decent run. What's it going to take to beat them?
Just our commitment, our style of play, defensively, offensively, to be as one, to be on the same page, and at the end of the day, scoring the goals. And this is how you're gonna get 3 points. And as I said before, every game we have full stadium. That's our, home advantage, and expectation is high, and we have to hit this expectation and to get 3 points.
Well, I think it's. We've talked about it internally about really putting our best foot forward in this Open Cup, and so we're putting a good lineup out with some very good experience and some youth, but more importantly just quality. And I think the guys are fired up. The guys that haven't been getting a lot of minutes are fired up for this competition. So we're really excited, looking forward to this game on Wednesday.
Yeah, last year wasn't necessarily the best in the Open Cup. Kind of how are you using that as motivation for these guys?
No, I think it's a different year, and again, we had some academy kids out there. We had guys that hadn't played with the first team, and so I think our group this year is built a little different, to where we're actually capable of putting a group out there that is competitive, that has experience, even amongst a 3-game week. So I think that's the biggest difference from last year to this year. And
how would you view the benefit of the Open Cup? I mean, you get a Champions League berth if you win.
Yeah, no, I think every tournament, every game that you're in, you want to win. I think we're in this profession because everyone's a winner, and so I think it's an opportunity to get guys to keep the team sharp and keep guys that haven't been getting the minutes at a sharp level as we move forward in case of a lack of form in some positions or injuries. But again, at the end of the day, it's about winning the trophy. And I think that's what we all want to see around here. And so the first leg of that starts Wednesday.
And switching to Saturday, playing Seattle, a team that, you're playing again recently. Like you played them at Seattle a couple weeks ago, and they've been in a pretty good run of form. How are you approaching Saturday, and what's it going to take to get the win?
Yeah, no, I think they're obviously a top team in this league, and I think those games are always exciting to rise to the level that they're playing at. I think we find ourselves, in a good place after 3 good performances, but I think that game will really be a benchmark. It's a home game. We've been playing really well at home as of late, and so the anticipation for me is a great game. And really rising to the level. So, it's always good when you win your previous home game, and I think we did it in a great fashion. And so, coupling a couple good performances with a great team like Seattle and what they're capable of, and getting the result there would be fantastic for our group moving forward.
And speaking of the last 2 games at home, you've got 6 goals, and what stands out to me is that you've got guys like Jefferson and Gomez who are consistently contributing, but then you have other guys who are also contributing, and it's really kind of spread out. What does it say that you can have guys like Danny Musovski and Brian Oviedo who come in, unexpectedly off the bench in the first half and are able to perform at that level? Well,
again, I think preseason's always really important for everyone to understand the way we want to play, and we talk a lot about mentality, and a big piece of that is being ready when called upon. And I think in this last game, in the case of Oviedo and Musovski, they came in and contributed in a great way. But that's the expectation, that guys are always ready to go. And what's important for me as well is that the level maintains. And as we go through the season, we're going to need everyone. And so it's great to see those guys jump in and really contribute. And really good to see Sava and Andreas continue to form a great partnership in the wide areas and combine to produce for us.